web at mbradio.us.
Opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Find us on the web at mb.
Aloha! Hooyah! Welcome to the Bond of Six. It is a life coaching for military couples in and out of the armed services. I'm Coach C, and today we have a special episode, Helping Our Neighbors. We're focusing on how to support our neighbors affected by Hurricane Helene. And it's been a tough time for many, and I know that a lot of you are looking for ways to help. So over the next 60 minutes, we'll explore 3 key ways that you can make a difference: donating to major organizations, supporting local efforts, and organizing your own fundraiser. Let me bring my... Oh, look at H-Train in the building. H-Train has left the building. Good morning.
I don't have my makeup on.
But helping our neighbors is very fitting to the foundation of the Bond of Six. So we're going to be looking at that foundation, which is in Hebrews chapter 10, verses 24 through 25. And this is the easy to read version that I'm giving to you. We should think about each other to see how we can encourage each other to show love and do good works. We must not quit meeting together as some are doing. No, we need to keep on encouraging each other. This becomes more and more important as you see the day getting closer. As always, we want to pray to get present into just the day, into what we are going to be presenting to each other. I want to pray for hope to come to the surface, help to not come in any other motive but for restoration, and peace in knowing that we are here to help each other. Okay, let us pray. Heavenly Father, in a time of great sorrow and loss, we lift up all those affected by Hurricane Helene. We come to you with heavy hearts, seeking comfort for those who have lost their homes, their loved ones, and their sense of security. We ask for your divine mercy to cover each individual facing the aftermath of this disaster. May your comfort, your grace be felt in the midst of the pain. Help them to find hope in the midst of chaos. We pray for the first responders and volunteers who are on the front lines. Grant them safety, wisdom, and compassion as they assist those in need. May they be instruments of your love, of your healing, of your mercy. As communities come together to support one another, we ask you, Lord, that you guide our efforts. Help us to recognize that it's all forms of assistance that we can not only give through donations, volunteering, or just simply having a shoulder or ear that we lend to each other. Let us be an example of your light and hope for those who feel lost. In these times, Lord, please remind us that help is not too far away. And may those in distress reach out for support and find that they are not alone. We trust in your goodness and your grace. And we believe that together we can rebuild lives, and restore. So thank you so much. In Jesus' holy name we pray. Amen. All righty. So I know oftentimes I want to help people, but it's like, where do I start? Where do I go? What's the most effective way? What is the need? So today we're going to be looking at those different opportunities that are out there. So there's a lot of national organizations available to us. And as you know, American Red Cross is always there on the front lines. If you are interested in donating to them, you can go to redcross.org. You can even text Red Cross, REDCROSS, to 9099 just for a quick $10 donation. Or you can always call 1-800-RED Cross. And there's beyond monetary needs, there's always the need of blood donors as well as volunteers to pass out the different resources. So go down if you want to support. You can find them in your local area, as well as a means of, if you are in need, it's a valuable resource to go to. So we also have FEMA and disasterassistance.gov. It goes hand in hand. You can, because when you don't have those disasters occurring in your area, I went on the site and saw, oh my goodness, there are other areas that are still impacted by previous storms. So it is definitely a way to stay informed, on top of things. It's an educational resource. It allows you to see exactly what is the pattern of the weather, those different storms that occurs in my region, so I can start just preparing. But this is an assistance, is to help with homeowners and renters. You'll need to provide your insurance information, keep track of the damages that are occurring, and but definitely more details as well as assistance in filling out the applications is located on disasterassistance.gov. You can also go on the FEMA site and apply, or call the 1-800-621-3362. Salvation Army. Salvation Army. You go to salvationarmyusa.org or call 1-800-SAL-ARMY, ARMY. Salvation Army has been definitely, I feel like they're those first responders, those first people that would come to the area because they analyze the community and see what the needs are. They're already established in the areas. And as well as providing supplies, they also provide shelter, and as well as emotional support to people impacted by disasters. So that is definitely a resource. And just as the other FEMA, they have staff and they encourage you to go out and support other areas, other organizations, just because they are government based. But Salvation Army and the American Red Cross definitely going to need volunteers and supports and replenishing their supplies. So there's all types of ways to give over there. The World Central Kitchen. They accept donations at, if you go to wck.org. This organization has been around, and you might have heard, I just went lost on the term, but they have just different options. They're always providing food for those, giving meals not only to the survivors but the first responders, because they want to take care of everybody that's out there. And they are accepting, monetary donations as well as volunteers also. The only I didn't see a phone number, but I did see this website, the wck.org. So, and we also have a veteran led organization called Team Rubicon. Their website is teamrubiconusa.org. So TEAMRUBICONUSA.org. Well, since I'm talking about military, I should have said it phonetically. Okay. Tango, Echo, Alpha, Mike, Romeo, Uniform, Bravo, India, Charlie, Oscar, November, Uniform, Sierra, Alpha.org. Did I do that right, H Train? They're going to take my money from me. Oh, man, I'm about to get in trouble.
Now, what was your question?
Oh, I was saying, did I do my phonetic alphabet correctly?
I think so.
I almost got lost on the end. November? Okay.
If you don't use it, we lose it.
No. I'm going to start talking to my family that way. Okay. But yeah, you can donate to the Rubicon with not only monetary donations, they accept volunteers as well. And as you can see, we're just in the military. We just want to sweat out there. So you're going to see them helping up with the cleanup and stuff. So there's several different ways to request those cleanups during crisis. And there's a crisis cleanup hotline number, and it's 844-965-1386. As well as if you contact your emergency management agency and put a request through there. So if you go over to the Rubicon site, it gives you a lot more resources to assist you while you're over there. Okay, so hopefully that brought some attention to some local organizations that you can start with. Of course, there's many more. Those are the ones I'm highlighting today. So before we take our first commercial break, I just want to take a moment to address something that's in crises like this. It's crucial to be very wary of those who try to capitalize on others' misfortunes. Unfortunately, rumors can spread quickly during disasters, and some individuals might attempt to exploit people's generosity or their vulnerability. So always verify the legitimacy of an organization before donating, and trust your instincts. If it feels fishy, trust your instincts. All right.
And I was gonna reiterate and say something. these nonprofits, we're not affiliated with any of the nonprofits, but we will tell you that, you know, there's two websites. There's Charity Navigator and there's GuideStar. And
Okay.
we encourage you, before you spend your hard-earned money on some of these nonprofits, you know, you can totally go into making sure that, you know, the money's going to where you want it to go and not to fund a CEO's cabin on the lake or anything like that. Okay. Because unfortunately, even though it's a military nonprofit, does not mean that they, you know, they get a pass.
Yeah.
All people tend to all people tend to change from mission oriented to
Mhm.
money eventually. So those are the two watchdog organization or websites that you can just double check and make sure they're authenticated. But you know, not going money wise, but going like volunteer wise, it should be not that hard to get with one of these organizations to help volunteer, you know, help give out water, help give out soup or something like that. So
Yeah.
that's my part.
No, I thank you for bringing that up, and we'll make sure I share those sites. But yeah, just as you stated, the some organizations, like I had to learn about some things. It's like, what? Why isn't all the money going there? What's going on? Because there's administrative fees. There's all kind of ways that people can tap into those donations. So just be mindful and check those things out. All right. So, I'm sorry. You about to say something? Okay. All right. So we'll be back after this commercial break.
You loved me at my lowest. Your kindness covered me. You stayed and made the fear and shame pass over me. And I can count on one thing: you'll see me through. 'Cause no one else has ever been this good or true. I've seen you move the mountains. I've seen you part the sea. I know you'll do it all over again for me. Yeah, I'm safe as when I'm with you. I'm free if you're with me. Your presence is a place that I am meant to be. And I
Military Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Aloha. Welcome back. That was a beautiful song by Tato. Alrighty. Called Only One. We are discussing ways to help our neighbors who have been impacted by Hurricane Helene. One of the things about going to these different sites is you'll learn about things beyond what the news talks about. And I was not aware of how many different states besides Florida and Georgia that have been also majorly impacted by Hurricane Helene. So we're going to look at some state-specific resources as well as general local resources that are available. So North Carolina, the governor has a disaster relief fund that's online, as well as United Way of North Carolina. There's Samaritan's Purse, and they're seeking lots of volunteers in the Boone area because that was heavily impacted. And the crisis cleanup that we spoke about, that 844-965-1386 is free services. Are not going to charge you. They'll come down and cut trees, move debris, and as well as put a roof tarp over it. You know, a lot of roofs got damaged and you don't want the molding and things to occur. So please reach out. And always a 3-digit number that you can use if you are just not sure where to turn. 211 will get you in contact with all kind of resources beyond just health, the mental health. Maybe you need temporary housing or some clothing or diapers. It will connect you with a lot of resources. Florida, the governor also has a disaster fund available, and there's a family support line, 888-850-SWFL. SWFL. My apologies. There is a support line for first responders. First responders, you're there. You're on those lines and always giving and pouring out. And you need to be replenished. Please reach out. Please reach out. 407-823-1657. Just to have you a space where you can regroup. BetterHelp is also a free online therapy program. You have to use the code. Right now on there, the code is Hurricane Ian. You can go to betterhelp.com/voucher to place that in so you can get some free therapy sessions. And as always, 211 is a place to go to learn about all the resources. And these resources is not only for people who need that support, they all need volunteers and donations. Georgia has an emergency management agency that has a comprehensive list of resources available, as well as giving updates about areas to avoid, if resources are going to be handed out in a certain area. So gema.georgia.gov and georgiapower.com can give you more information about the outages and about when they're going to be bringing back services or where they restoring So, and always 211. Please remember 211 is an important number that can connect you with as much support as you need. South Carolina, there's a lot of nonprofits that are supporting the disaster relief. And South Carolina also has an emergency management division. It is S, C as in Charlie, E as in Echo, M, D as in Delta.org. So SCEMD.org. And you know I'm about to say it. 211. 211. Call them. Tennessee also has an emergency management agency. It is tn.gov. I think that's that / is leaning over to the right. T as in Tango, E as in Echo, MA. So tn.gov/TEMA. And volunteertennessee.net has a huge list of opportunities available to you if you want to give your time. And as always, 211, call them. Virginia also has an emergency management department. It's going to be V as in Victor, A, E, M, E, R, GENCY.gov. VAemergency.gov. And 211. 211. So local resources. Feeding America. That was the name I was trying to think of when I was talking about the world's kitchen. Feeding America. You can go to this site. So not only for those in need, but people who want to volunteer. You can donate food, funds. They give you a list of things that they accept. And 211, please remember 211. It's remember it, just like you remember 911. It's one of those 3 digits. Keep track of that. You can also go to the different community centers that are available. They give resources, and as well as the local churches will hand out donations. Some might have enough open space where they'll provide shelter, but be on the lookout. Go. It's okay to receive help, and it's a beautiful thing to give it if you have the ability to. Mental health services. So there is an organization, the SAMHSA. They provide resources for emotional support. So if you know someone who's struggling, because I don't want to imagine how just losing your home, losing just that security, losing a loved one in such a way as this. Those events can really be are devastating. So if you know someone who's struggling, encourage them to reach out for help or direct them to a local mental health service. And this number, 1-800-985-5990, is a good starting point. And we can't forget about the fur babies. So local animal shelters, as well as different rescue organizations, they are available to give that, to give the food, give the temporary shelter, different supplies that pet owners will need. They also need to get those supplies replenished. So, these organizations, they provide a very vital role in rescuing not only humans but pets who are displaced during disasters like this hurricane. Alrighty. Also, again, before we go on break, the next commercial you'll see will be to address rumors. Oftentimes, people have different agendas that they're pushing, and it'll make people feel like, there's no hope, there's no resources out there. So, on this next commercial break, you'll see some things that are addressing those rumors. Know that there are things out there for you. Do your research before just automatically believing what another person is saying. Maybe they didn't fill out the application correctly, or maybe there's other things out there. So I would say always, if you need help, reach out. There are people who are ready and want to help you out. They just need to know what to supply to you. Okay, so we will be back after this next break.
You'll see me through, 'cause no one else is
Welcome back. Welcome back. We are addressing different ways to help our neighbors who have been impacted by Hurricane Helene. We've already talked about all of the national organizations as well as local ways. And now on this portion, we'll be looking at ways that you can just do things locally, even if you're not in the areas that are impacted. Everything, every action counts. And there's different ways we can go about supporting locally in our neighborhoods. And that is with the fundraising. We're going to talk about some ideas. So, there are some one ideas to have like a virtual fundraising event. We can do online gaming tournaments, like tic-tac-toe or spades or different things like that. And you're charging a fee for people to come in and do these competitions, and in turn, that money can get donated to any of those organizations, or if you know someone, if you're raising it for a family. Trivia, you can have your own. What is the name of it? I just went blank. How did I lose that word? Jeopardy. Is it Jeopardy? I think that's the name of the show. You can have your own trivia night, but again, you're charging a small. You're charging a fee for people to come in and partake in this, because that money is going to get donated to support our neighbors in need. Or you can do a social media challenge. For instance, hey, who can make a website or a drawing or something on Canva, create yeah.
Karaoke. You can do a karaoke night.
Oh yeah, you like to sing. Can you give us an example of a karaoke song?
No, but that's okay. That's okay. We had somebody come in yesterday or not yesterday, but the day before for teaching, and they caught us singing the Good Old Boys karaoke and Chris. So it can be done. It can be done, but no example necessary.
But yeah, there's so many things. Movie night, anything. Just hey, you not only are you helping a community, you're creating your own, and just that fellowship is important. Okay. The good old bake sales. Yeah. Cook some muffins, cook some cookies, and just let all those proceeds go over lemonade stands, car washes.
And I think it's important to add that depending on where you work, there are some businesses that have like a match program, like you donate so much and then they match it. My wife currently does that for MBR with Rose. Every single month we have like a bait sale, and they
Oh,
go by like
nice.
the community. You know, they go by the community. So that's just another thing to check into, especially if you work for a big business or corporation. I think if you work at Walgreens, they even have something.
Oh, nice. Does Target have something? But yeah. So, and yeah, you can do the auctions. Um so if there's like a craft that you have just for a certain time, like hey, these proceeds are going to support the victims. So hey, you can also offer your skills, like that when people come in, hey, a portion of these proceeds. For instance, I'm a certified life coach. Um, so I could set will set aside money from my different clients and send it over to support our neighbors who need us right now. You can do workshops, and it doesn't have to. I know some people don't want to be up on the stage. You can do these virtually. There's so many platforms that are available to you. Zoom, what is Microsoft Teams, Google Meet. There's just different platforms. Facebook. There's so many different platforms that you can provide these workshops, and you know where it's going, what it's going to supply. So many opportunities out there. So many different ways to just go out and support. So yeah, if you want to help, there are ways out there. You have my permission to use any of these. But yeah, be creative. Involve the children. Set that space of getting them involved, because just as we're seeing everything occurring, they're seeing it too. So we can see, empower each other to be able to be there to help each other. And that can help us if we're going through things. We know there's a community available. Yeah. So, you said a bake sale. When do those bake sales occur?
I have to check with my wife. I'm pretty sure it's like every 2 or 3 weeks or whatever. They do it like every month. What they do is they do the bake sale for an organization that they're raising money for, and then after that they kind of give back by saying, okay, now that you've helped us, choose a nonprofit of your choice, and we're going to match the hours,
Yeah,
and yeah, so
that is such a great idea. I love it. And then it's something that's reoccurring. So it's not like, oh, we did it this one time and forget about it. I like
right.
that. It keeps that, hey, helping your neighbor, helping each other out in the atmosphere and up front. Love it. Well, ask your wife if she needs somebody to sample those baked goods. I'll give you my address. I'll be a consultant for free till I won't charge it at all. I
She
even
can
send a
send you
stamp.
she can send you samples by email, by bytes.
Ka. Alrighty. Oh, this time is flying. So we will be back. Um, so I do want to address that safety is very important. I know people want to go back and see what's going on, what damage has been addressing from the FEMA site about precautions to take when you are going back to your area.
Military Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Welcome back. Welcome back. This is Bond 6, and we are talking about different ways that we can help our neighbors, that we can support, not only giving donations to those national organizations, we can give our time and efforts to local spaces. And we can do fundraisers. There's so many great ideas out there, so many different ways. Just find one, because each action counts. No matter how big or small, everything counts, because it's going to be collectively that we're giving back. So, still dealing with that side of local ways that you can give back, or fundraiser ways. Businesses partner. If you have a business, partner with other businesses and to make that donation matching. Yeah, we don't have to just let that be a millionaire stance. We can be thousandaires, 100aires, and go out and match donations. And it could be not just monetary. It could be, if your business volunteers this many hours, we'll go volunteer this many hours to another place. So, or you give so many cans, we're going to give this many cans. Yeah. So there's something about competition just to inspire people to just give. But whatever it takes, by any means necessary, let's go out and support our families, our friends, even those strangers that are in need. So, as well as volunteering, that a percentage of your sales can go to the different relief efforts.
And you know what I was gonna say is, I kind of like to reiterate. We're talking about these nonprofits that, they're like big time. Okay, so that means that the chances of you talking to their CEO, or finding out where the money actually goes, it's kind of hard. So what I would strongly encourage people is, in your community, in your group, and if you have a hard time finding it, go on Facebook. It's always there. But what I would do is, I would find like a mom and pop, like nonprofit, somebody that is just like 2 people or 3 people. You're
Mhm.
going to get more success funneling money through their efforts to donate for this, rather than you will like the American Red Cross. Those organizations are great that are out there, but just remember, their CEO does make like $320,000 a year. So just remember that.
Yeah, there's some things we don't see, but I'm not. It was one time I was volunteering with a place, and then I was like, wait a minute, we raised this much money, and only so much was like really donated. And then you see that list of administrative fees, because they are an organization. They have to keep their lights on. They
Oh
have
yeah.
because
Oh
now
yeah.
they have the storage.
But
So
I think the last time, I think it was like American Red Cross. I think the last time I looked, like only 20 or 30 cents of that
yeah,
goes to the primary person. So that's why I
mhm,
said, if you
yeah,
want your money to go further, don't go towards a nonprofit that you see ads on TV or ads on the radio. Go through your community group. Yeah, I'm a real big, strong person on when it comes to like nonprofits and stuff,
yeah.
because I don't agree with some of them.
Yeah, but yeah, definitely. I think you hit it on the head when you said they have to run the commercials and things. So it's all that stuff, all that overhead that they're going to use those donations to support, versus them collecting money up on the side to take care of that. So, um, we also Just this time, this crisis, the just seeing the loss. There's so many emotions. Make sure that you are reaching out for help. Besides 911, for those emergencies that you know about, like if we're in a car accident or there's dire emergency for my life, there's also other 3 digits that please use. 988. Thoughts are going to occur because things are changing so much. If you feel like you want to harm yourself, you want to harm somebody else, or you just feel like, what is the point? When you start feeling despair, 988, there are people who are trained, who are ready and available to you. And not just for adults, our children. Check in with them. They've had to endure a lot. COVID, being locked up. Now to see this, that's a lot for a young mind to see, and this is their existence and what they're exposed to. So check in with them. Talk to them. Let them express themselves. But there's also the teen line, so 988. And of course, for everything else, food, housing, help with the utility bills, transportation, need to go to places, and mental health services, even more, 211 will allow you to see all those different resources out there. Okay, so please, just take action. If you want to help, go for it. Do it. As A-Train stated, make sure you are checking those sites. Just because somebody is saying hey, I'm going to do this, do the research to ensure that your money is going to be going to places. But it doesn't just have to be money, your time. They need somebody out there. They need hands to pass things out, to remove debris. And sometimes just being able to talk to somebody is very helpful. So there are so many different ways that we can support each other, and every action counts. All right. So thank you so much. A-Train, thank you for joining me today, and we'll definitely be praying and supporting you. All right. I'll see you next Saturday at 8 a.m. Central with the Bonus 6.
Introducing LT Defense Tactical Gear, your ultimate solution for top.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Military Broadcast Radio. As we wrap up today's show, we want to remind you that the podcast of today's episode will be available right after we go off the air. So if you missed any part of the show or want to listen again, be sure to check it out. And remember, we're here to support and honor our veterans. Your stories and experiences matter, and we are committed to giving you a platform to share them. That's right, we're here to give our veterans a voice. So don't forget to catch the podcast and stay connected with us, giving our veterans a voice. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Military Broadcast Radio. As we wrap up today's show, we want to remind you that the podcast of today's episode will be available right after we go off the air. So if you missed any part of the show or want to listen again, be sure to check it out. And remember, we're here to support and honor our veterans. Your stories and experiences matter, and we are committed to giving you a platform to share them. That's right, we're here to give our veterans a voice. So don't forget to catch the podcast and stay connected with us, giving our veterans a voice.